Obligatory podcast intro.
Hi, hello, and welcome. This is Flipping Pages with Matt and Adam. I'm Matt with my co-host Adam, and this show is where we take all 61 letters of the alphabet, we put them in a drawer, we draw a letter, and then go pick a comic that begins with that letter. I don't know his, he doesn't know mine. Spoilers ahead for these comics, and possibly some other things, if we're not too mindful of it. Life. Just life. So we apologize if we spoil something other than these two comics. But for these comics specifically, spoilers ahead.
Yeah, a lot.
What did we get? I had G and you were what?
Z.
Z.
Yeah.
I was, okay, so I kind of assumed this was the route you would go with Z.
It was, yeah.
You could kind of guess it. But there could have been something else. You could have, who knows what you would have came back with, honestly.
It was the first thing I saw. I had read this when I was... when it came out, 2008, came out in 2008.
We were 32.
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
32 years old.
So it jogged something in my memory. I was like, oh, that was cool. And it's by our company, a local company, Red 5.
Oh, Red 5.
So we got to give a shout out to Red 5 Comics. We discovered them in 2008, I think.
Right.
2009, maybe.
Yeah, I was out of school.
They were on their first series of comics. Their very first ones still.
Yeah, we got a few free ones from them.
They hooked us up at a micro convention. You remember that?
Yeah, it was in Weston Mall.
It was in the corner of a mall. It wasn't its own building. It wasn't even a big chunk of the mall. Yeah. It was like one tiny little row. It was crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
It was us. And then everybody that worked there. Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was like 4 booths in like a little store.
And then
we had random stuff.
We were the only ones there for a while.
For a minute, yeah.
Yeah, we were the only people, so...
That's where I got that Charlie Manson CD.
That's where I got my favorite... No, that wasn't there. Was that where I got the blonde girl picture? Did I get that one? Or no,
that was after. Yeah.
That was at Comic-Con. You're right.
Yeah, we went to a few after, but that was like our first
one,
and it was so little.
It was,
but yeah,
cool.
we found Red 5 there. They're out at what you said, North Houston.
Yeah, I have it here. They Cypress. They're actually technically in Cypress. So, where is it? Yeah, based in Cypress, Texas. Back then, I was excited about them. I was like, awesome, a local company.
Yeah, I like that it's Houston.
That's amazing. They're putting out comics that I would enjoy reading.
That's where we're from.
Superhero comics. They had the Zombies of Mass Destruction, which is what this is called. This was one of their first imprint, or one of their first series. So it was this, Abyss, We Fight Monsters.
Atomic?
We Kill... Atomic Robo was
Atomic
their most
Robo,
famous one. So Atomic Robo was definitely their big high seller.
That was the one they gave us.
I got that and Abyss.
Yep.
And one of these, not the whole story. So this series I haven't even said it all the way. It's called Zombies of Mass Destruction. It's issue 1 through 6. So that's the entire series.
That's all of it?
Yeah, I thought it would have kept going after this, but what I was remembering was getting the first issue and that it kept going.
Nice. So we got a full story tonight.
I got the full story. So this is truly like a graphic novel, meaning it starts and ends all in the cover of this. So it was really cool. Like I said, we ran into them at a comic convention. I got the first comic from them. So I had never finished it. So I'd read some of it back then, but I definitely didn't finish it. So now I was able to finish it. It's not as good as I remember. It's just being honest about it. But it's still cool. It was still cool. And I'm still glad I picked it.
I can't wait to hear you read it. Tell me about it, and then shit on it.
Really break it down, honestly. So we start out so I'll say this before. When they were writing this, it was all before they were finished writing it. I think they had optioned the movie.
Oh, really?
For it already. So they were supposed to have made a movie like a year or two after this came out. This comic had come out. There was supposedly going to be a movie. Nothing ever came of it. But this is written like a movie. This is not written like a comic book.
Like they were planning on it.
It's written like a movie. I don't know if they show separation between, They don't. Oh, they do. So if they didn't show you where there was separation between like issues, you probably wouldn't know because the pacing's so weird. Yeah. Like there's pacing that like isn't the same normal pace you would get with an average comic book.
Right.
So I'm gonna run down a couple things because I know I'm gonna forget if I wait till the end before I get into it. There was a couple things I wanted to say. No, I did say it. I said the Cypress, and then the other thing was that Red 5 was one of the first companies to truly embrace the digital distribution. So meaning just online comics. Oh, yeah. So like even though they were a small comic book company, they like jumped on board immediately, and supposedly that influenced the bigger companies to get on board. So now you can thank Red 5 for being a small part of why digital comics are a thing now.
Nice.
So I thought that was really cool.
And that's the medium I choose. So
right, hell yeah. So
thanks, Red 5.
Right. So we start out like
H-time.
We start out like it's a movie. We're in a war zone in almost. We start in a war zone in the Middle East. We got a news anchor speaking over like in a broadcast. So we're seeing a little box of American anchors discussing the war, and then it's intercut with scenes of the actual war that's going on. Okay. It's a nameless in the Middle East somewhere. I think they do name it, but I don't remember. Then we got a jet coming in, a stealth F-17 or whatever, one of the stealth bombers comes in, drops a bunch of weird looking biohazard bombs. They hit the ground. Boom.
So these are just regular military factions fighting.
Yeah, so it's like terrorists versus the local terrorists versus their military. Okay. So not even necessarily our military.
Got it.
So the news anchors are like, yeah, we're not going to get involved. This isn't even really a war. Don't worry about it. We're not going to put any boots on the ground. No lives will be at stake. And then so you see the plane dropping these badass biohazard bombs. They land, they open up, and who pops out? A badass zombie man. Oh, who would have thought?
He's posing.
It's a movie. It's literally like done like a movie.
He knew someone's going to see me bust out of this, and it's going to look rad.
It's going to be sweet. The camera's going to be low to make me look extra big.
Swoop low with that telephoto.
So they land, and they just start wrecking shop. Like, they're killing everybody because they're zombies.
They popped out of the biohazard
bombs.
Okay.
So land, they don't blow up. They're not bombs. They're
the shirtless dude in jeans popped out.
So they're the landing craft for zombies. So they drop a bunch. It's not just one zombie. They drop like 20 zombies. They come out. It's the middle of the night. Everybody's fighting. They just start shambling. They're not really shamblers. They can move all right. Yeah. They're not running sprinters, but they're not like old school zombies either.
So we got a chance here.
Yeah. So like They come out of the woodwork and kill both sides like quickly, and then like they basically wipe out everybody in town.
Is it brain? You have to do the brain.
Yes, they're pretty standard zombies in a lot of ways.
Okay, cool.
So what happens is you have them fighting both sides and just wiping everybody out, and at the end of that, the sun starts to come up after the last like guy dies. Basically, the sun starts to come up, and all the zombies start hissing and smoking, and then they like get brittle and they fall over and they die because the sun kills them. So that's their safety mechanism for these zombies. This is why the U.S. government thinks it's safe to drop zombies somewhere, because they're just going to die as soon as the sun comes up, or a 14-hour period that's their lifespan, and they'll just die anyways. So they think it's foolproof.
Right. So they're going to die regardless?
That as soon as they come out of their little capsules or whatever, suspended animation, they're gonna die in 14 hours no matter what, or when the sun hits them.
Okay, so they're both. Not turning people then.
Yeah, so it's dark. If they're biting people and they're not completely destroying their body, they would turn. A man's son gets bit, and then the son bites the dad, and he turns. So because it's the middle of the night and it's not 14 hours yet, they're gonna live till either the sun comes up or that 14 hour from when they turned or whatever.
Oh, so they have a 14. Okay,
everybody they're like this. The government thinks it's foolproof. I think this is a perfect plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
kind of is.
If it worked right, it would be. So all the zombies like burn away, turn into ash basically, except for one, the badass dude,
shirtless guy.
Yeah, you saw at the beginning, kind of long hair,
denim.
He's just staring at the sun, like pissed, like you killed my homies, dog. Like
really, that's awesome.
Look. He's like gleaming at it.
He's flicking it
glaring
off.
at it. He's just like, oh, fuck you, son.
Fuck you,
and
son.
so I'm sure it hurts his eyes and doesn't feel good to him. But so this is, I think they call him Zombie Zero, but I was calling him Zombie One. So I'm just going to go with Zombie Zero. It's Zombie Zero. He's the first one that got turned, and they used his blood and whatnot to turn all the others.
Okay.
So they all of them are dead except for him. He walks away. The zombie walks away. The team that runs the zombie whatever you call it, mission or whatever. One of the main heads of it is called Crane. He's a eye patch bald dude, and he's up high. He's like in charge. Right. So they land. He lands with a big crew of hazmat guys and vacuums, because all they're there is vacuum up
ash.
Ash. And so like they're kind of talking, him and his homie Crane are talking about the ethics of the situation. Is it okay to be reanimating humans and using them as warts? So like this, it gets deep in this comic.
As long as they check their IDs and they have a zombie, like a
stamp.
little heart with the zombie thing.
I didn't think of that.
It'd be a brain, but it says zombie. If you have that, it's okay to change you afterwards.
Right.
I got mine.
I got my stamp.
And an organ donor. Because like as a zombie, I won't need the organ.
Why would you?
Yeah, no. So yeah, it's all going to better the world.
All right. So Crane and his crew are vacuuming up the dust. One of the crew says, hey, come look at this. We can't find, because there's like trackers and all the zombies.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, Zombie Zero isn't here. The tracker's not here. It says, and here's footprints walking away. They're all like, that's not possible. They die within 14 hours. It's been over 14 hours. They die with the sun. There's no cover. He had to have died. There's no way. He goes, man, I don't know what to tell you. You look at this.
My tracker says he's in a bar.
Yeah. Chilling.
Right, he's chilling.
Getting schmaced to face.
Getting drunk.
Getting schmaced to face. So that's the end of the first issue, is them finding out and freaking out that a zombie got away.
Zero's walking around.
Yep. Zero's forging his own path. He's just like taking across the desert.
Going to a bar.
So now we hop into a flashback.
He was an alcoholic.
All the stuff that happens in the current time in this comic, it's 2008. It's based in 2008. So this is 1990. So we got a flashback. And it's our main character, basically. He's called Drake. It's him on a mission in Kuwait. The mission goes bad. He loses his whole squad, basically. So he wakes up in the modern time, like from PTSD.
What is he? What branch?
I think they're Marines.
Okay.
I think they are. I don't remember 100%, but I think they are Marines. But yeah, so he wasn't he was in charge that time, and when everybody died and whatnot, blah blah blah.
Right.
So he wakes up from his PTS dream.
PTS dream.
Yeah, I said it wrong like 5 times. He wakes up from his terrible nightmare that he had, and there's a call. Or the guy shows up. He gets a call. No. Helicopter shows up to pick him up. They're like, we need you. Come in. He goes, for what? He goes, we can't tell you. Come on in. So he goes in, and then he sees this dude that he knows in there, Darren. And Darren's like Men in Black type of guy. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't even have there's no letters for his agency or whatever. He's like top tier spy man, basically. So he comes in and he kind of tells Drake kind of what's going on a little bit, just like, we need you to go in and extract somebody, is how he said it.
Okay.
And so he goes in, he goes okay, he says okay to that. So they bring him back into the back where all the colonels and the generals and like other secret spy guys are. So they just immediately tell him about the whole zombie project. Like they have a little slideshow where they show him pictures. They're like
Jerry did this last night
he spent all night on PowerPoint.
Spent a lot of time on it. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. So they like show him a whole thing, and then he instantly is like, "That's messed up," and like calls the ethics into question. He was like, "How could you do that? That's messed up." Blah 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 blah. So he's like, "No, I'm out of here. There's no way I'm gonna mess with you people.
Right.
I'm out. This is disgusting. I'm out." So he's like takes off, and then Darren like chases him down and grabs him, throws him against the wall, starts screaming at him, "You need to do this. We need your help. You're the only one."
And kiss passionately.
"You're good at this stuff. We need you to go in and take this guy out, whatever." And he's like, "No, I'm done." And then the Darren guy casually mentions where it's taking place, and Drake instantly is like, what'd you say?" And he says the name of the local place again. He's like, "Oh, I'll do it." He's doing it because his wife is in that country with his daughter. So he's going now because he knows he's literally going to the village where his wife and daughter lived, and there was shit going down. So he didn't want to go before because he had no stake in it. Now he knows his wife and daughter might be affected, so he's instantly in.
Is that what he would be trying to do if he wasn't doing missions? What? Is he in service right now?
No, he's not even. No. He's not on tour. They called him in. He's. I think he was retired, maybe even.
So he was with them when
he wasn't on active duty. I know that.
So they wait. So they called him from his home.
No. They sent a helicopter and picked him up
from his home.
Yeah.
Brought him there.
Yeah.
To tell him what's going on, and then they're going to send him right back to his home.
No, his wife and his daughter live in the Middle East.
Okay.
And that's where the zombies are.
Just where they're from.
Yeah. It's
okay.
Zombies.
I was like, that's fucking weird.
No, I was wondering what was going on.
I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah, no. So they
just send an email.
He hadn't seen his wife and his daughter for a while.
Okay.
Now he hears the town that they stay in is like infected with zombies.
Okay, so that's
now
just
he's
where
got a stake in it.
Got it.
He's worried about his wife and his daughter. So he says, "Yes, I'll help. I'll go in." So they take him in. They're like, debrief him, whatever. We back up with the zombie, and the zombie Zero. So zombie Zero wanders onto a soccer field of a bunch of little kids and is just standing there. He's not trying to eat him or hurt him or nothing. So a little boy walks up to him, grabs his hand like a Frankenstein type thing. He goes, "Hey, you want to come play soccer with us?" And he leads the zombie into the soccer field where there's a bunch more kids. Next time we do meet this kid again. I'll just say that.
Okay.
We do meet that little kid again.
All the other ones died, but this one's still.
So like, I thought that was really cool that like
that is cool.
They brought a micro character back. It was cool.
Right.
So now we pick up with Drake in the Middle East. They flew him there. He's already there. He's on the ground, and now he's with a new squad. No one he's ever had to work with before, as far as I can tell. There's a whole new squad for this mission. Whatever. So they're cruising around town. A populated town. They drive to the empty town and where they're supposed to go, and they go to the empty town. There's like nobody there. Couple zombies start walking over like the dunes, so they just murk the couple zombies. There's like 2 or 3, so they murk them easily. Not a big deal. And then this is where shit starts to go off the rails. So they're like, Drake's like, "We're no longer going to whatever town you wanted to go to. I found some helos, some army helicopters here in this town." Because it was a big town and
right.
Whatever. He goes, "We're going to take those and go to where my wife is," basically. And the guy in charge below him, like second in command, is like, "No, what are you talking about, dude?
Mm-hmm.
This is our mission is this. We need to go here. We need to do this." He goes, "You gonna listen to me or not? These are my men. You're my men. You listen to me.
Right.
If I want you to jump off a cliff, you're gonna jump off a cliff.
I'm in charge."
Yeah. So they're like, "All right, fine, whatever." So they start heading to the helicopter, and as they're heading to the helicopter, like 30 jackals. Their jackals show up, and they're zombie jackals. They've been eating like the pieces of zombies, so they turn it into zombies too.
Ooh, do they have a 14-hour time limit?
No.
Oh, nice.
No. So
okay, I was like, "Where's the threat here?"
So
and it's nighttime, right?
It's no longer. It's still middle of the day.
And they were walking down the hill. The zombies.
Yes.
Okay.
So they are already like, "Wait, what's going on?" So all the zombies that he turned, Patient Zero, all the people he turns and that they turn in turn. If you eat a meat that they turn, you're just a zombie now, bro.
Okay.
You're a zombie.
And mindless.
That's actually what I'm about to get to that. Yes. Okay. So far,
I'm kind of holding back trying to ask all these questions.
Yeah, I have a whole lot to talk about. So I'll get to it. So they fight the jackals. Bang, bang, bang. Cool little shootout. Drake gets bit on his bicep and hops on the plane, and he's like, I'm going to die. Well, they had a medical chick with them that was a zombie expert. She busts out a syringe, which is a cure, and it cures him right there on the spot. And they're like, wait, there's a cure for it? She's like, yeah, of course there's a cure. We wouldn't use it if there's not a cure. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to be okay? And she's like, yeah, you'll be okay. You're fine. So they're taking off in the helicopter. Now we jump to like a behind the scenes type thing where the brass and what was his name? Darren and the high generals and stuff are like, oh, they already know that he's deviating from the plan. Darren's like, do you want him there or not? The only reason he went was so he could check out his wife and stuff. He's going to go get stuff done as soon as he finds out if his wife and daughter are okay, whatever. So now
it's not a tall order. So let me check on my family.
Yeah.
And then I'll kill and do whatever the fuck you want me to.
Yeah. So now they're flying to the town, whatever town.
Nice.
And as they're there, a rocket comes out of nowhere and just completely obliterates one of the helicopters.
Oh, shit.
Everybody on the helicopter is straight up dead. Oh, that whole side is murked. And then a second rocket comes up and hits the tail rotor of the second helicopter. They spin and crash land. So only one of them gets hurt, whatever. Okay. So it's Drake and a crew of like motley characters. So now they're like, who shot us down? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. So they're like, screw it. We got to get out of here. So they start walking. They get attacked by giant zombie camel spiders. So have you ever seen a camel spider?
I believe so.
The scary pictures from the Middle East. That's just this huge, big-legged, gnarly spider. They get attacked by like a bunch of them, and one of their guys gets bit by one of the camel spiders. As they're like about to all basically die, somebody starts shooting from the side. And it's the local military pops up. Okay. They save the Americans.
Would he turn into a zombie or a spider?
So he's he gets bit, and the lady, he's like, I need the cure. And she looks over, and the case that was holding the cure is smashed. Oh, so nobody else can get the cure.
Thought they would be like, oh, we brought one.
Yeah, no, they brought a bunch because they're not idiots, but it got ruined.
Yeah, this government is somewhat pretty competent.
Yeah,
here.
It's crazy. It's not normal.
Definitely a fantasy book. Got him. I got him. We're not political, but I got him, Adam. Take that, government.
Oh, man.
Okay, sorry.
So one of the local military guys goes, hey, your guy's going to turn into a zombie. You got to take care of that.
Or a spider.
They're like, no, we're not gonna. Yeah, or a spider. We're gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Right.
Eventually, one of the locals just shoots him in the head because he's turning.
Right.
He says it. He goes, I feel like I'm turning.
Oh,
I feel
shit.
like I'm.
He's like, I figured it out.
The local guy shoots him, and everybody else kind of just stands there because they know that that's kind of what needed to happen.
Right.
But one of the Drake's guys gets really pissed and goes, and he's gonna shoot the guy that shot him. But Drake like swipes the gun and he like shoots to the side and still kills one guy on like not even the guy he was trying to hit.
Dude, right.
Yeah. So hits that guy and they all stand down and he's like, "Stop! What are you doing?" And they go, he's like, "He killed our guy. He was like, he had to. He was like, it was necessary. He was gonna, he was gonna turn into a zombie. And so they like argue back and forth. This is your fault, Americans, because it is 100% their fault. So they argue back and forth, but now they're like, all right, we got to team up. We're screwed if we don't team up. So now they take off together. They start walking. And there's like a sandstorm coming their way. And they're like, oh, crap, a sandstorm. Those are super deadly. We need to do something. And they realize it's not a sandstorm. It's a giant pack of camels with zombies riding the camels.
Oh, what?
I skipped. I skipped a part. I'm gonna have to come back. So they run into a giant group. It's a horde basically of zombie people and camels and whatnot, and they just kind of stand there. and then passed by our characters. So the local military and our military is just kind of standing there like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
They're not attacking or anything.
Damn, that's crazy.
And so like one of the guy who tried to shoot one of the locals for shooting their zombie guy, he starts shooting at the zombies for no reason.
Dumb shit.
And that makes the guy on the zombie camel run over and bite him in half, basically. So the idiot gets bitten in half and almost instantly hops up and starts walking with the zombie.
Oh, damn, that's fast.
Yeah, so it was like...
Is that what Zero does?
Yeah,
is it that quick?
Yeah, exactly. So like all these new ones, like earlier when I told you the little boy bit his dad, he like after biting him, like he just turned away and his dad was like turning.
Oh, damn,
already.
That's fucking fast.
So I skipped a little part, which now is actually a fine time. So they a little while ago we had a scene where Zombie Zero is leading a horde into a small village, and there's guys in the village that are either the military or militants. I don't know which one. And they're storing weapons there in this tiny little facility, more of like a compound, not a whole town, but not one building.
For the military or guerrillas?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just kind of walk in and just murk all the people in there, and then grab all the like nuclear material, all the biological material, a bunch of rockets, a bunch of just regular guns and weapons.
And they start like rubbing it all over their bodies.
And they just like walk out, and you see Zombie Zero just kind of looking at him. He's like, let's go. And so now they're walking off. I think, they go to a pyramid. So the main Zombie Zero takes his horde, goes to a pyramid that's got stuff around it as well, and sets up his little micro kingdom. So our characters that ran into the camel people, they're walking to the camel riding people.
We're zombies.
We're
please,
walking
Adam.
to the pyramid. So our the local military and our military is walking with the camel. The camel zombie. Yeah. And like I said, they ate one of their guys. Nothing happened. Now they're chill. And they go, I think we're supposed to follow them. I don't know how they thought that. They're like, we're supposed to follow them. So they do follow them. Now they show up at the pyramid, which is where all the zombies have congregated.
Right.
So they show up and they're just hanging out. There's no more live people, so nobody's running around and shooting. They're just hanging out. They're not hurting each other. They're not even milling about. They're just kind of standing or doing work. Like, so he's like, what the hell's going on? And the zombie lady that was with the Americans that had the cure, she starts being like, well, I mean, it's a hive mind, obviously. Like, this is some sort of hive mind with subject zero, blah, blah, blah. She goes, this wasn't supposed to happen. Nothing like that was supposed to happen. It shouldn't have been able to happen, all this stuff. So they get to the pyramid, and when they roll up to the pyramid, that little boy from the beginning walks up and greets them. The little boy, he's a zombie now.
Oh,
yeah, he's dead.
But you said he came back.
He did come back.
Fuck you. That sucks. I was like,
yeah.
But I was thinking, if he's attacking villages and just storming through shit, why would he spare that one kid? Because he went and grabbed his hand? No, he didn't.
Yep.
Is he still shirtless in denim jeans this whole time?
No. He puts on a shirt at some point.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
So it'd be cool.
Yeah, he does. He does at some point. So
the zombie apocalypse was led by like your dad from the 90s after mowing the lawn.
So they get to the pyramid. The little boy greets them, and he's speaking perfect English and like really smart. He sounds really smart. He's like kind of describing what's going on. He goes, "Our father has brought us here." Blah blah blah. And they look over, and there's just like tanks and like surface-to-air missiles and all the armaments you could ever want just kind of sitting over to the side. And so the little boy goes, you want to meet father? Follow me. So they start going to father. And as they're walking up, Drake is in the front, and somebody says, "Hi, honey. Did you miss me?" Aww. And it's his wife standing there as a zombie.
Aww.
And he screams, Aldura. Her name is Aldura. So like he sees her as a zombie, and then the next page it goes into a flashback how they met and that they got married and had a child together, and that she wanted to stay in country, and he said it was too dangerous, they needed to leave. but she stayed back with his daughter, and now Aldura is a zombie or whatever. Okay. His wife is a zombie. So he like running over to like kiss her almost, and the zombie lady's like, "Stop! That's not even your wife. That's Zombie Zero talking through your wife. She's not. You don't have a wife anymore. Don't run over there. Whatever.
Don't try to kiss her.
Yeah, don't. You're gonna spread it, is what she said. She goes, "You're gonna get it, or you're gonna spread it.
You're gonna get it."
Yeah. So so they continue inside to head on in to meet Father. We'll just call him Father from now on, because all the other zombies call him Father.
Okay.
So it seems like they have some degree of their own self, because the little boy wasn't directly being controlled by Zombie Zero.
Okay.
So it might be just some of them.
Not completely mindless?
Like in The Strain. You know, like in The Strain, the master had the German guy that was like still had his whole humanity left.
Right.
But he was a vampire still or whatever. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So they go to head inside to meet Father or whatever, and then we get a flash to the brass being like, "What's going on? They haven't taken out these people yet. What are we gonna do?" And the guy goes, "Start the backup plan," and then they call the backup plan, and that's the backup plan, like an aircraft carrier and a bunch of ships and shit.
I figured it'd be nukes.
Yeah. So now they're in a waiting room, basically. Our main characters are in like a waiting room, basically, in this pyramid, waiting to go meet Father. So as they're hanging out, they argue about the zombies, what's going on. We need to get out of here. What are we gonna do? Type of stuff. And so they walk into the other room and they spot Crane, which is the guy who was in charge of the zombie project at the beginning with the eye patch that I was talking about at the beginning. Well, he's in the other room prepping a suitcase nuke.
Okay, right.
So yeah, so they're like, "What are you doing?"
There's our government.
Yeah, he goes. They go, "What are you doing?" And then he goes, "What does it look like?" He goes, "I'm about to end this." He goes, "We're gonna." U.S.
military. Yeah. What do you think we're doing?
What did you think? And so he's like,
sorry, get political.
We're going to finish this. We're going to end it. That's why we're here.
Yeah, he's got a fucking army and a pyramid with
that's the entire point.
Every weapon around that area.
and Crane's like, and if we don't do this nuke, they're just going to drop nukes or whatever on us. So it's going to happen one way or the other.
Right.
So it'll be less of a political faux pas is what they're like. We don't want people to know what happened. They're trying to keep everything secret. So they didn't want to do as little of a response as possible. That's why they only sent in one team so they could stay under the radar and they could have plausible deniability and whatnot.
Right.
So
people are still going to ask why you nuked a small fucking country, though.
Yeah, but if there's no U.S. planes over it, you can always say they nuked themselves.
They did it.
So they start arguing back and forth what they're going to do. All the zombies hop up. They were watching from the shadows. And they hop up and they run in. They beat them up a little bit. They take their guns and they take the nuke and then they leave them. They don't even kill anybody or hurt anybody, really. Yeah, so they're just kind of hanging out, waiting.
This is ours now, bitches.
Hanging out, waiting. Now they're finally, all right, let's go meet Father. Zombie Zero, a.k.a. Father, is sitting next to Drake's wife, Aldura. They're sitting like on thrones.
Man, that's cold.
Yeah, like thrones together up there. Zombie Zero starts speaking. He's really smart. He's like, he knows a bunch of stuff about Drake. And Drake's like, what? And he throws, Zombie Zero throws him dog tags. And on the dog, this is a point I'm going to have to get across. On these dog tags, it says Dax Nathan G. So his name is Nathan Dax, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So for the rest of the story and in every other reference, they don't call him that. They call him Jax.
Weird.
And everything else. So somebody, whoever drew the Dax, drew it wrong. It was supposed to be Jax.
Oh.
And so it got the editor or whatever didn't notice. So now it says Dax Nathan, and then for the rest of it, he's like, Jax, it's you. And I was like, weird. I had to go back and read it like 5 times. I was like, wait, no, this makes no what? And so that's what I finally figured out.
Yeah, and they wouldn't fuck his name up over and over again.
Nope.
So it's probably supposed to be Jax. That's crazy.
Yeah. So you find out it's his old commanding officer. So you're like, oh, was it that guy from the Kuwaiti flashback? That would make sense. That's why we saw that flashback.
Right.
No.
No.
He wasn't even in that. So I don't know why they even did that flashback then.
Weird.
They could have done this flashback, and then we could have met the character already.
Right.
So it made no sense to me. I was like, what the fuck, dude? So they do a flashback where he's not in it. So our character's not even in it. Oh no, he's in it. So this is the flashback where he meets Jax.
Okay.
And he was like a colonel or something, and he's out on patrol, and he's like, why is a colonel out on patrol? I have to protect you because you can't protect yourself. They get in a firefight, the colonel saves him or whatever. Mm-hmm. So Drake's like, oh, this dude's dope. He's a cool guy in the brass. He's like, this guy's awesome. And it seems like they have no more contact. And she goes, they have no more contact until this. So he met him for a short period of time, was like, this guy's kind of cool, and then didn't see him again. And he goes, I know the last thing you heard about me was I had cancer. Oh no, the scientist lady is saying this. I know the last thing you heard about Jax was that he had cancer and was dying. Well, because he was still in the military, we did a bunch of tests on him and stuff, and we found out he had a genetic component where if we put the virus in him, it would create zombieism, and that's how we created the zombie virus, was putting some sort of weird virus into him specifically because his genetics were compatible.
Weird.
Or whatever. So they do that, and he turns into the zombie factory or whatever. They use like his blood and like spit and stuff, I guess, to make other zombies. And it's crazy. So they're in there arguing, basically, like yelling at each other. Zombie Zero, or Jax, and our character, they're kind of arguing and fighting.
So he is Jax.
The Zombie
Zero is not made from him. He is Jax. Okay,
Jax.
Got
he
it.
is the actual guy, Jax.
Okay.
So as they're kind of arguing,
he's like, it's me, Drake, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember you.
Kinda.
Yeah, you're what, Dax?
Yeah.
Your name's Dax?
Yeah. No.
It's Jax. It's Jax. Oh yeah, they fucked up your dog. I remember you, bro.
I remember you now.
Shut up, silence. I'm gonna fuck your wife. Shut up.
All right.
Nah, man, I'm just playing.
All right. So they're kind of arguing back and forth, and the local colonel guy, the local military colonel guy, and everybody else is
Eye patch.
No, that's one of our military. That was Kane,
got it,
or whatever, Crane or whatever.
Crane, yeah.
So they're all off. So our main character Drake is arguing with his homie Jax, the zombie guy, and everybody else is off in a corner being held hostage. The local guy goes, "Oh shit. This thing on the wall is a map of the temple we're in. So I know the secret exits. We can get out of here now." So like they start to like take off. They're like, okay, what are we gonna do about Drake? And they're like, see ya. And they deuce off. So Drake's just stuck in there with the head homie, arguing back and forth.
Drake's trash.
And as they're arguing, the failsafe is triggered, meaning the aircraft carrier, where they launched like seven or eight fighter jets to go launch bombs at him. I thought they were gonna. Oh, okay. So I see they had a big bomber that I'm sure was gonna nuke them with a bunch of small fighter planes around it. But remember, the zombies had like an unlimited supply of surface-to-air missiles and rockets and whatever. So they just instantly take the bomber out of the side.
Or something?
Yeah, they take the bomber out instantly. So they take out the bomber completely. Now all we got are fighter aircraft with bombs and rockets and stuff. So they start making passes and start murking all the zombies that are outside. So this starts shaking the pyramid because it's like a movie,
right?
And it's the end, so it's got to have shaky cam or whatever. So our characters are escaping through the tunnels. The local and everybody besides Drake is escaping through the tunnels, and they get out. They're out, and they're like running away.
Right.
And what's his name? Jax lets Drake go. He's like, you need to get out of here. And he like lets him go. Like they talk for a minute, and then he like just lets him go. And as he's like leaving, he finds Aldura. He finds Aldura, his wife, holding the hand of his daughter, and she's alive.
Oh,
his daughter's actually alive.
Scoop that up real quick.
So Jax got told everybody not to eat this one little girl because he knew it was Drake's daughter, and so saved his daughter for him. So as he's escaping, he gets his daughter. He tells Alduro to come with him or whatever, and she doesn't. She
Jax
knows
is
better.
like, bro, it's me. If you try to hook up with me, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
You want her to moan? That's gonna be me. Like, no, bro, I'm not playing wife with you.
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here. Get out.
Gross, man.
Get your daughter. Go home.
All right. So Drake comes out and kind of pops out like next to his homies and the guys that are left. And as they're escaping, they like basically run out of most of their ammo and they're about to get murked. And Jax pops up out of nowhere and murks a couple of zombies for him because they're just kind of running wild or whatnot.
Right.
And so he murks a couple zombies to save the rest of the last characters. Yeah. Yeah. And so
I thought they were hive mind, like kind of, but
not
really.
And so,
okay, sorry.
Yeah. And so Jax is kind of like, hey, man, it would be cool if you could like kill me or whatever. And he's like, what? And he was like, yeah, I mean, I need to die because like, I'm like a evil zombie guy or whatever. I think I should probably die.
I'm like Mr. Meeseeks, bro. I'm not supposed to be here this long.
Exactly. And so Drake's like, no, man, no. And then eventually just pops him in the head and murks him. So that's the first movie ending.
So would that be all the zombies are dead now?
All the zombies got murked either just by the planes or by hand, by machine guns.
But if there's one still out there,
they
start all over. He would be zero now.
Yeah, exactly. So now we cut to the brass, like kind of like patting their own back, like, man, we did good.
We did it.
Yep, we didn't even have to nuke them. Like, so nobody found out. So they're like talking about how they're going to use this to further their career and like how it's helped them out, how it's going to be good for them that this happened and this and that. Especially Darren, the Men in Black type dude.
Right.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna use this to my advantage. Blah blah blah. So that's the movie ending one, and so this is the after credits scene where they're at a port, and I think it's port in Tel Aviv, and I'm just going to read this part. It's two dudes shipping handlers, like so they're like on the dockyards moving around equipment and stuff, and they go, I wonder what they are. We've been shipping these things all over the world. Paris, London, Washington, Cairo, Moscow, Beijing, Tokyo, Tel Aviv. And then it cuts to the panel, and it's two dudes opening a big crate. And it goes, well, we'll know in a minute. Get it. And then they see it's a dehydrated dead body. And he goes, oh, this is supposed to be in the biohazard. It's not even packaged right. What are they trying to do? Spread? And then he pops up, and he's alive. Okay. And he attacks the two dock workers. So somebody's been sending... Oh, he did. I'm sure he did.
Zero?
Yeah. Sent a bunch of... zombies all around the world to start a worldwide infection. That's why he didn't mind dying.
Okay.
So he was, because whenever he was arguing with Drake, he was like, what do you want? What do you want? And he goes, I just want to punish all of you. So he didn't really want shit. He didn't want to get better.
What the hell?
He didn't want to ask for a cure. He just wanted to punish everybody, is what he said.
That was very unclear.
Yeah. It was very unclear.
What's your fucking plan?
I made it more unclear, but it was already unclear in the book.
Yeah, because I was like, this is pretty aimless plan or scheme.
So that was it. Getting everybody together. He was gonna, he was amassing weapons, and his failsafe was shipping off bodies,
which would have happened anyway. So yeah. Okay.
So I broke it all down, basically an entire story, because it's not super easy to find this in the wild.
Yeah, being Red 5.
It's around. You could definitely order it. Red 5 website is definitely still there. I'm pretty sure you can order it on there.
Digital.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's digital too, but I do recommend it. The art is simple. Well done, but very simple. The backgrounds are one or two colors. The houses don't have bricks on them. They are the outline of a house.
Right.
Everything doesn't look bad, but there's no detail in anything. And even the main characters sometimes kind of look similar.
Oh yeah.
The art style kind of, if you don't see the hair and like everything, even maybe what gun they're holding, it's easy to kind of get confused between people.
Okay.
So like with the Zero Zombie guy, he looked kind of different throughout the comic.
Did he?
And as far as I could tell, there was only a couple writers. Let me actually read off the writers real quick. It was written and created by Kevin Griveau.
Yeah.
Grivio. Yeah. And then the pencils were Geraldo Barges, Dave Yukovic, and that was it. Yeah. But like I said, it's not like it's bad or anything. It's
Doesn't
just
seem bad.
Simple. It's just simple.
Minimalist.
The story is cool, but like I said, it's set up like a movie. It was supposed to be a movie. They didn't end up making a movie out of it. There's a movie with that name on it, but it has nothing to do with this.
I thought Z.M.D. was something.
It is. They made a movie about it, or the name, but it has nothing to do with it.
It's not that story.
Nope,
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It would be cool.
Especially keep him shirtless, keep him in his jean pants.
Yeah.
Whole time. So, like, what was the point? Why was he gathering zombies? Just to say, okay, if I can defeat the military, then I can go out from here?
Trying to just hurt people and consolidate his
But he seemed
power.
real chill about, like,
he wasn't like he wasn't super active in his attacks or anything. It didn't seem like he was trying to expand more or whatever, but I guess he was just trying to infect the whole world.
Well, if you wanted to do that, you would figure you would infect it and then let them go free.
Yeah, so
instead of let's all congregate here and chill.
I don't know.
And then let's all get together so they can all kill us.
Like I said, it was created and written, so this guy came up with the idea and he did all the writing.
It's
himself.
not bad.
No. It like I said, it just wasn't as good as I remembered. That's the best way I can put it. Because whenever I saw it again, I was like, "Oh my god, I love that! It's so dope!" I got super excited, and then like I got halfway through, and I was like, "Man, it's not as good as I remember."
It's not not feeling the same.
It's not it didn't knock it out of the park. Is the best way I'm gonna say.
Right.
Because
worth a read.
Yeah, it's worth to read it. You don't shun it. You don't have to run away from it. If you see it for a good price,
don't run away from it.
Yeah, if you see it for a good price, go and grab it. It's cool.
Right on.
It's worth a quick, and it's a quick read. It is. It's 6 issues, but you burn through it. It's the size of a regular graphic novel.
Not a lot of dialogue.
Yeah,
not dialogue full.
Yeah,
pages.
There was actually a good bit of dialogue, but not overboard.
Yeah,
it was cool.
I can't stand
it was
those.
cool. I'll say that. I'm not running around telling people they have to go get it.
Right.
Don't run away from it.
Don't run away from it.
Yeah.
So I got this one. It's called Godfell.
Okay.
Godfell, one word. It was so it's 6 issues. I read 1 through 4. Mm-hmm. The artist, I think some of these change with each issue, but I just got the first one, the one on the like front of the paperback.
The cover, yeah.
Yeah, it says writer is Christopher Sabella, artist Ben Hennessy, colorist Triona Farrell, and then letterer Jim Campbell. Okay. It's from Vault Comics. I have not come across them yet.
No, not that I can remember.
So, one day in the land of Karathim.
Oh, okay. We're getting crazy names already.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, crazy names. Fantasy world, silly nonsense.
Okay.
Just be prepared. The animals are fucking sweet. Like, I love it with it. It's like a kind of, you got like a horse bull and like a buffalo cow horse. It's cool. I like that stuff. So anyway, the land of Karathim, fantasy world. Everyone's going about their business one day, and this giant falls out of the sky and falls to earth. Basically, everyone says it's God. So God fell straight to the ground. He's dead. No That's movement. Cool. He's been there for a while now. All right. So when he fell, you have the Dominion. They have a masked king, right? That's all it really says. They're just always fighting and stuff. So you have the Dominion. You have the Rule, which is where our main character fights for. Is they have an old like ancient king, and his sons are more kind of concerned with like getting rich, right?
Okay.
So then you have the Fellnacht. These are all groups of people or kingdoms basically. Now the Fellnacht have like a crazy gospel, and I'll tell you what they believe later. But they basically turned out to be right once God fell, So they're kind of fooling themselves. And then you have the Nihil, which are like underground dwellers. They stay away from the light. They like the darkness. They live underground. And then the orphans are just like old. So they haven't got into the orphans yet, like soldiers, people that don't have rulers, kind of like Ronin, just lost wanderers, basically. So they all, soon as this guy falls, it like changes the world completely, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it kind of gets into why later. So it picks up with this girl named Z.M.D. Vuline, Vuiline. So I'm just gonna call her Z.M.D.
There you go.
She's badass, brutal warrior. She's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Like Wonder Woman beast.
Nice.
She's actually pretty large. She's a big old chick. She's a badass though. Super raw. She was actually fighting when God fell, and the whole the shake of his body hitting the earth, like everyone stopped fighting and like kind of looked over to where it happened, and she just sliced them all in half. So
nice.
She'd go hard warrior. And so there's a grand war between the Dominion and the Rule, and it just ended. Like the battle they just fought is basically the end of their grand war. So their war has been going on for 5 years, and the God fell 2 years ago. Okay. So the God has been there for 2 years. The war has been going on for 3 years previous.
Okay.
So the war is now over. God's been there for 2 years. The war's over. So everyone's getting ready to go home. Z.M.D's like, yo, I'm going home to see my partner, my kid, my life is there. Fuck fighting. I'm done. And so the king's son is like, hey, we got one more battle. Sorry, guys, but we kind of need y'all to go fight this.
Of course.
They don't tell him where the front line is. So Z.M.D's like, yeah, no, I'm out. She bounces. She's like, listen, my duty to like serve you is over. It ended when y'all said the war was over. And I abandoned my duty to like take care of myself a long time ago. So like that's her whole kind of arc in battle is like heart, killing what she is, that whole kind of thing is what she's dealing with. So there's the horse bull. It's like cool. A horse body, but
is it blue?
Yeah, kind of like gray bluish. So anyway, she's rolling. She's going through all the lands that the army had just decimated fighting the Dominion. And she comes across this woman who like tries to stop her. And she's like, something's telling me I'd be safe with you. So let me roll with you.
Huh.
They end up, she goes to like stops to camp and Z.M.D's sleeping. And these like 4 bandits attack her. And her name's Neth, the small girl that stopped her. She like ends up killing 3 of them, and Z.M.D kills the 4th one. So she's like, all right, you can travel with me, but we're not partners. I'm not going to save you.
Right.
Basically you're on your own, but you could travel next to me. So she's like, you can't share my horse. She was like, it's okay. They are, the bandits left theirs. And it's like a weird buffalo thing that you can ride. He's got a big flat tail, kind of like Appa.
I saw it. It looks cool.
There's the bull cow thing. See the flat tail?
Oh, I do. It looks like a muskox.
Yeah, there you go. It's got like the water buffalo horns.
Yeah, muskox have those too. It's like flat and then
exactly.
Curl
yep.
on the, yeah.
That's exactly the kind of horns they have. I like it when they mix animals. That Croods movie where they had the like parrot tiger thing.
Yeah, the chimeras.
It's like one of my favorite animals ever. If I could wish one into existence.
Oh, the tiger parrot thing?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You remember the one
big...
he rode?
Yeah.
The giant head?
Yeah.
Freaking adorable.
Didn't it have like almost blunt canines? It had canines that poked out.
Big ones,
like
yeah.
blunt.
Giant. It was like multicolored, big headed cool. Tiger thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was awesome. So you find out that Z.M.D is heading towards her home in the Black Mountains, the town of Slow Queen. And this chick's like, oh, I'm heading that way, so... let's roll. They're kind of talking to each other. She's like, I come from war. My land was like basically burned off the map. So they're traveling. They come across all these people. She's like, oh, we must be close to where you're going because they're all here. And she's like, no, we're still like a day or 2 ride. She's like, but this is where everyone comes now. Huh. Where you're going is gone. It's decimated.
Ooh.
This is where everyone's coming. She's like, why? She's like, we're heading towards God. So they pull up and they That's his leg and his foot. So you see the scale of it?
Yeah.
It's pretty large.
It's big.
So they're like, how long does it take to get around him? And she was like, I got a map. This is 28 days, possibly longer because seasons change. It'll take us a while, right? So it might get cold.
That's rough.
So she was like, nah, fuck that. We're going straight through. And Zanzi's a beast, go hard. So she's like, I'm not scared at all. So all this, there's a little town. This is the town of Godfell, technically.
Cool.
Is the town outside of the god.
Yeah.
And they're like selling trinkets and all this stuff. So the Neth chick gets distracted. She goes to the entrance. Zanzi's up there. They're like, you must have a stamp. Someone put up some rules. And they carved their way into the leg and made a bunch of rules and was like, you have to follow these rules. So she murks all those dudes. And Neth is like stealing something pretty. And it was like a moment they talked about how Neth is still kind of intrigued by worldly possessions. And Zanzi like does not care at all.
Right.
Like she doesn't care for anything. She might drink a beer or something, but other than that, she doesn't partake in like any vices. She's not like, ooh, that's pretty. Yeah. There's even a comment about when she travels, like all the stuff she has is just the stuff she wears. Like that's her whole.
Damn.
She's like, I had a picture of my family, but I lost it in one battle or the other. So they go to the foot, which is the entrance. So I mean, this giant foot, it's tiny
like
little.
It's like a cow hoof.
It is, right? Yeah, it even got the little line right there. So it's a small tunnel dug in the heel, I guess you would call it, of this giant god. And inside is not flesh and bone. There's weird shit going on inside this god.
Whoa.
He's got crazy things happening.
Yeah.
So they're traveling through the leg. They come off. They everyone's like, hey, we need you as our guide. They're like, please take us. The Fell knocked her in there. So there's this group, the Fell knocked. They're the ones. They had this religion. Their religion believed that God died before he finished Karathim and abandoned him.
Okay.
So that's what they taught before God fell.
Uh-huh.
And then when they fell, they were like, see?
Told you.
We told you. I bet you all feel stupid now. So they were like the first ones to go straight in. They were like, we're carving a tunnel. This is ours. We're going to, their plan is to like bring them back. And then the god, after being brought back, will favor them and kind of make the world for them. They're the ones who knew he was dead, and they're the ones who are going to bring him back. So they're insane. So they're like a bunch of people everywhere, and they're even like the Felnacht. They were just like zealots. They were just religious. They would come to your village and scream at you, but they wouldn't hurt people.
Right.
They were just angry, kind of douchey protesters, just crazy religious fanatics, like yelling at you about your sin and stuff. But they're seeing dead bodies and parts, and they're like, this isn't the Felnacht. This is something else.
It's not normal.
Exactly. So you meet this guy, Avernus, and he's the one who breaks down the whole plan. He's got a map of the god tattooed on his chest, and you can't see it now, but it actually has like pathways and
nice.
It shows where they are, who owns what. So there's multiple people that are already in the body.
Yeah. Oh.
So this is his section. This is their section, the Felnacht. So they're basically like, listen, you're already dead. You're fucked. We're going to kill you. Blah, blah, blah. They end up fighting. It goes down. She's having a blast. Zanzi's having a blast. Look, she stacks those dudes, put the axe on top, and just steps on it.
Damn.
She's she's having a blast. She's like, it's a joy to be good at what you're supposed to be doing in life. And the Neth is like, we are not made to kill. And she's like, yeah, we are. That's exactly what we're made for. You should embrace it. It's kind of like a weakness to pretend you're not made to kill. So Zanzi finds a moment. They're kind of overrun. They jump into a cave system. They're running away. They come across these three strangers. They're like, we dug all the tunnels, so we know our way around. And she's like, well, we need to get out of here. So they go through some more tunnels. They find a way out. And Zanzi's kind of holding back. And they're like, why are you stalling? She's like, oh, I'm just waiting. They're like, for what? And she's like, for him. And it shows Avernus. He's back.
Yeah.
So they end up scrapping again. She gets on top of him, cuts the map off his chest.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, I don't want anything from you but this. And then like slices the map off. Like a kind of silhouette picture of it. Of her
she rips it.
Ripping the part off his chest. So everyone's like, oh, so he's dead.
Yeah.
So they like block him. Yeah, he's not. They have all these like weird parasites that the Felnacht ride.
Okay.
That I guess was already in the god.
Yeah.
So
god parasites.
Microscopic to the god, but to them they can ride them like beasts. So they end up getting one. They have all this liquid in the back of these beasts. They're dropping it on the floor, lighting everything on fire. So they're like, don't follow us. So they roll out. Avernus pops up, the Felnacht.
Of course.
He pops up pissed off. And he's like screaming. He's like, send the bats, the carrier bats, to the lungs and the sternum. Let our boys know to kill them chicks.
Yeah.
We want both of them dead. He says, I want that beast hung up on hooks. So he's super furious. So they make it to this next part. This is beyond the Felnacht's territory.
Okay.
They're in the pelvis now. And as soon as they walk in, it's just a big old orgy. Everyone just banging.
Damn.
Everyone's banging everyone. There's dudes. There's an old woman and a young dude right here. There's 2 women, a bunch of men, a bunch of women. It's awesome. They're just getting down.
That's awesome.
So Z.M.D's kind of like, I don't like this. We're getting the fuck out, like as soon as possible. And she's like, nah, this is kind of great.
Yeah.
Like we were about to be killed and skinned.
Right. This is a lot better.
People
than
are just
the last
having
spot.
sex.
Yeah.
This is way better.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even want to do anything. Just this is way nicer.
I'm sure they got good wine and the good food.
Right. So what you find out is that this is like the start of chapter 3, I believe, is that the Felnacht are killing everyone that comes through the leg because that's one of the only entrances. Okay. The other leg doesn't have an entrance. You see it in the map, and there's not an entrance on the other foot. So the Felnacht are killing everyone who travels in. They're taking all their shit, their bodies, stuff from the god, so the inner walls of his legs and bones and whatever, and they're selling it to the town, who are making trinkets and shit to sell to all the people that show up.
Yeah.
So they show up, buy stuff, go into the leg, get killed. It gets taken back out to the shop to get resold.
Wow.
And everyone's just making the town's in on it. They know that.
It's just cycling it through. That's gnarly.
Yeah, they got this whole system worked out. So it goes into that. So basically, these people have made it past the Felnacht. And they might have even been first, or not first, no, because the Felnacht were the first ones to dig and actually travel in. So they might have come from a different area, but they're like, they know all we're about is just love and chilling, so they just really don't mess with us. Like they don't attack us.
That's dope.
So let me see here. They kind of ask Z.M.D what they want. She tells them. They really kind of ignore her, so she's like, yep, that's the sign. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I told y'all what I wanted. You ignored me. No, I'm gone. So you meet the leader of the Seat of Love. Their name's Marway. And she's this older black woman. Glasses.
Ripped.
Kind of, ripped. I even noticed that. She is ripped. So she's running everything. Neth and Z.M.D start waxing poetically and then kind of upset Z.M.D, so she kind of walks off and is like, hey, I need some time of my own. She starts reminiscing about her family. So she has a wife and a child, and she's just like, I haven't seen them in so long, blah, blah, blah. I want to get back to my family. Yeah. This is the main goal. So she ends up, once she leaves, she's walking through all the districts. There's like a gambling district. There's a drug district. She already went to the fuck district. Yeah. And then they go to like the Mystic district. Oh, that's hard.
Mystic district.
Band name.
That's hard.
Mystic district. Nice, right? So she's going through these mystics trying to be like, I can tell the bullshit ones. And she meets a guy who's like, there you are. You're the bad news I was dreading. So it doesn't really show the question she asked, but it kind of cuts in halfway through the conversation. And he's like, you'll need someone pure and innocent. It won't be done by you, but it can be done. It'll have to be done by someone pure and innocent. And he's like, do you know anyone like that? So you immediately think of Neth.
Yeah.
So it cuts back to her and Marway, and she's like explaining that the god's giving her things. And she's like, this is how we change the world. If we're all going to die because one god fell, the rest of them will fall. And, right? Right. And we don't know if it's from hunger, lack of worship. What is it? Did something kill it?
That would be scary for sure.
Yeah, he's giant.
First, you're confirming that there is a God, and then immediately confirming that he's dead.
That something could kill it. Yeah. Whether it's time or another being. Yeah, something. Lack of belief. So she's harvesting gold, quotation marks, gold from the inside of its body. It can basically there's gold in there. Like, so she's selling that shit. She's also doing something weird. While she's explaining it, Neth sees this person she knows. And the dude sees Neth and is like, nope. He turns around and just runs. Out. Yep. So she chases him, gets him with a knife. And as soon as she looks up and it's these hospital beds all up and down. And she's like, what the hell is this? And the guy she was about to kill says, bless you, God, for this salvation. And she's like looking, and she's like, these are people. And they're weird. They're people in hospital beds. They're covered by, it looks like brown rocks. So it looks like they're inside rocks or that these things are growing out of them.
Yeah, it looks weird.
So Marway's pissed. She said, she's like, these are people. Neth says that. And Marway says, they were, now they are gods. I had hoped to prepare you for such sights. So she's like, these are the fellow travelers that she spoke of, like freedom and love. This is them. They're in the pelvis. So they're taking the nut, the ball material, right. And she's like putting it in people or on people, and she's making these things. She's trying to make something better. Right. She's trying to evolve humans into gods by using God DNA into people. Okay. So I don't know what I saw. It's just brown. It looked brown. Yeah, you like saw it, right?
Chunks of rocks, maybe.
Right. So Neth is just like, oh, hell no. She kills her. Like immediately. Damn. Nice. And just stab. So as she does that, Zanzi's like, we're rolling out, we're leaving. Everyone's like, she's slain Marway, we are saved. And everyone's like, yeah, whatever you want, like, let us know because you killed her. Yeah. So they knew something was probably going down. Yeah. They're obviously not fond of this Marway chick. They didn't want to do that. Even though they're all banging and there's people in the drugs districts just getting high. And
but they're still rocking people or
whatever the hell that trying to make them into something. Kind of interested to see what they would have turned into, in all honesty, but
you don't get any hint.
No, not what I've read, but they kind of like town to town they leave and they're heading elsewhere. So Avernus pops in with one of his parasites and he's basically like, yeah, I'm running this now. I need an army. You will do. Mm-hmm. So Neth and Zanzi come across this thing. It's very hard to explain. It looks like a giant plant.
It looks like a gynecological breakdown.
Yes.
Of a alien.
Yeah, right. Alien flower, vaginal looking thing.
Yeah.
So the next part is the Nihil. So these are the underground dwellers. So basically, what you get is that they've coexisted with humans before. This is the story every human knows, is that the humans had to build brighter lights because the Nihil would come out of the ground and slaughter everyone. Ooh. And there were giant wars. And the Nihil were basically forced to retreat underground where they still... People. Yes, like chuds. They still sneak out and like kill everyone. That's what they were told. What you find out is when they meet the kind of leader of the Nihil, the one standing behind the big vagina flower thing, is like breaking it down for Neth and Zanzi. They actually have like a weird plant thing on the back of their head where they're mind controlling them. Ooh, or showing them things, not mind control. They're still talking to each other.
Okay.
So what they said was that the real story is that the Nihil were the first ones to return after the world was destroyed. There was a previous world. Mm-hmm. It got wiped out. Whoever was there is gone. Nihil were the first ones to come out.
Okay.
They started prospering. They had peaceful territory, and they're all like wolves and like creatures, and then like bird people and wolf people, and then they'll look like weird lizard people and all types of stuff. So they were prospering for so long, and then they were like the humans, the other species here, returned as well.
Okay.
They took a long time, but they returned. And again, they immediately started killing the Nihil.
Of course.
So they ran underground, and they were like, we had to teach ourselves, such things as like protecting ourselves to stay in one place. Like that concept didn't make sense to us. We didn't live in houses. We all lived together. We ate together, everything. It was all peace and love and like actual peace and love.
Right.
Not drugs and fucking like the last place.
Yeah.
But they had to teach themselves all these crazy like human things. Like, I have to end your life because you want what I have. Mm-hmm. It was a foreign concept to them. So they basically learned how to do it, right? And you find out the body, they said the god that fell is one of us. He's in the hill. He's like, no human is made in this image. The only species that Marvel resembles is us. Mm-hmm. So they think the big god is a Nihil. So then this
well, his foot looked like a cow foot or a horse foot.
Exactly.
So I would say he probably is.
There's the leader of the Nihil, and then there's the god's head right there. So very long, elongated.
Oh yeah.
Long, skinny faces. Very long and skinny. A lot of them are very tall and skinny. But then you also saw that other picture where it was, wolf people.
Bird.
There's like a giant 8-foot elephant wearing like a skull as a helmet.
Oh, that looks sick.
Right. He starts kicking the shit out of Z.M.D. She's having a great time because she's like, finally, someone I can like let loose on. Mm-hmm. So they end up scrapping. They end up talking again. You find out that Neth is someone that the Nihil need to complete some plan.
Okay.
And they're like, we don't need you, Z.M.D. So her and the elephant are scrapping. So she's like, no, Z.M.D's or Neth is so innocent, perfect. And she's like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't know why you think I'm that person. And she explains that when the Grand War kicked off, she had to retreat underground. And she didn't know how long they were going to be fighting. So they end up decimating. She's in there for like 2 seasons underground.
Damn.
And they're in there for so long, they have to start eating each other. So that guy she saw was one of the last remaining people, and he bailed on her. The few people found out they could leave or tried to leave and just left. So she woke up one day and she was all alone.
Oh, damn.
And so when she saw him, she was about to be like, fuck you for leaving me. Yeah. I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. And it showed a little panel of her killing someone, assuming to eat.
Oh.
Like, we're hungry, no one's dead, I killed you, now we can eat you.
Gotcha.
So she was like one of the last ones and then became the last one. So the Nihil, they do this whole, this is me, I'm really not that innocent. So Z.M.D's kind of disappointed now because the plan she talked about with her mystic, they needed someone pure and innocent. And I think Neth kind of hints that she knows something's up. Like, you're not just traveling with me anymore.
Oh, okay.
Like, you need me for something. So they work a deal out with the Nihil. They're like, if you kill Avernus and you basically do accomplish your mission, we'll help you in any way if Neth will do this for us. So Neth and Z.M.D are talking, and she's like, what did the Nihil tell you? And she's like, well, what is your plan with me? And she's like, nah, nothing. My plan is like as dead as this god. She's like, well, what was it? And she was like, no, I'm not going to tell you. And she's like, what did they tell you, though? And Neth is like, no, I'm not going to tell you. She's like, well, if you help me in my mission, I'll tell you soon. So they end up getting Avernus pops up. He's sending all the people from the pelvis in boats with his little bomb mixtures.
Okay.
And they're sending them towards that big vagina plant flower thing.
Yeah.
And so they're just blowing them up. They're killing themselves on his word, telling them to go attack.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So as they're traveling, this big like gate closes and it's just teeth. It's like a mouth.
Oh, that's cool.
Closes on them and they're like, we can distract them. You and Neth can leave. We'll hold up our deal if Neth holds up hers. We'll help you in any way. Go.
Right.
Basically. And so they make it to the heart and lungs. And there's a soldier that Z.M.D knows, and he's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, same as you, to fight. And that was the last issue I got to. So I didn't read the last two. Okay. But I'm very excited to.
You're gonna, that's for sure.
Definitely going to.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. I didn't want to spoil it all.
The art was cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I didn't see a whole lot of it, but what I saw was really cool.
I wasn't like super impressed or anything by the art. I wasn't like, oh, this is great, but I didn't care. I wasn't bothered by it. Kind of nothing the art.
So like
this time around.
I would say like yours is, you could also describe yours as simple, kind of how I described
is,
mine is
right?
simple, but yours is simple with a lot of artist intent behind it, and a lot of feeling, and a lot of personality behind that simplicity. And I feel like mine was like
simple out of necessity.
Simple. They got a book that how to draw comics. You know what I mean?
This was don't dog him. Don't dog him like that. Nah, it was a good try. No, but I get it. You don't have enough. You could do what you can.
They did what they worked with what they had.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. These guys probably did it on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. That was the whole point.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was a good comic though. I'm excited to see. I don't know if the god is in the hill or if he's some god. What happened to him?
I would say I bet he is has something to do with them.
Maybe, yeah, because they do look
the ones
alike.
that the first came back.
Exactly right.
Too.
So he could have been some original, the creator maybe. Who knows, dude? I'm super psyched.
It's cool.
Z.M.D has some weird obscure plan you don't know about where she needs some pure innocent soul.
Yeah, so they didn't explain that at all.
No, not yet. Okay. Not yet. And then you don't know what the Nihil told Neth.
Oh yeah,
so
wouldn't tell you back.
Yeah, because they don't care about Z.M.D.
Uh-huh.
They're like, go do your thing.
Yeah.
Neth has a goal to do,
yeah.
And Neth is like, if you help me, I'll tell you what they told me, and we'll take care of this shit. Because she's like, my journey ends at the head. Your journey is to leave and go on to find your family.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, yeah. Like, so what was your plan with me? And she's like, nothing. So she got something in the back of her head where Steven, like, and there's a lot of talk and like she lost her heart. She doesn't care when she's slicing people in half. And then, Z.M.D's side of it is like, you have to, that's life. That's how the world is.
Right.
And it seems like she's trying to explain it to an innocent kid when all the flashbacks and fights with, Neth are like, she's also a cold-blooded killer. Like she's not a warrior, but she's a killer all the same.
Yeah.
Super agile, really athletic fighter. She's dope. And Z.M.D's just a go-hard tank.
Yeah, that's tight.
She's cool.
It's a good combo.
It's really a really good read. I'm very interested to see how it ends. Like there's 6 issues. That's it. It doesn't keep going. That's the end. It didn't look
super wordy, was it?
No, not at all. Did a lot of show don't tell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then left a lot of things mysterious because you're like okay, because it took a while to even have a hint of what this thing could possibly be.
Right.
Only thing, why didn't she kill that dude? That dude came back twice. Now he fucked up the whole pelvis area, the sanctuary. That's what they called it. The sanctuary, the orgies place. Mm-hmm. So that's all gone. All those people were made to stop having sex to ride boats.
What the hell?
To ride boats and blow themselves up.
They had to pull themselves apart.
Right? It's like... I'm telling you, if I journeyed into the body, that's where I'd be.
Yeah, it's the best place, obviously.
Oh, totally. As long as they didn't try to fill me with God nut juice. Like, good.
Here we're gonna pile these rocks on top of you.
I don't think it's rocks. I think she's giving them nut juice from from God, and something's that could have been their bellies. Like maybe that's
like I don't know. It looks gnarly.
They could be turning into something. Who knows? Maybe they'll explain it later.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll pop up. I'm pretty sure the Nihil are gonna show up. Like they have a different way of fighting too, because they're like they use their minds. They're not like straight punch and kick fighters. They're interesting, man. It's gonna be cool to see them, like, because the Fellnacht have people in the lungs and sternum.
Right.
I said heart and lungs. I meant just the heart. Sorry, but I guess it was heart and lungs. They have people there, so they have multiple camps. I'm pretty sure it's gonna end in some big giant fight that has nothing to do with the Grand War. It's gonna be the war for God, because like. Yeah, and then like it talked about the feral people showed up first, and they didn't go inside, but they took what they needed from God, and they're like, no more, no less. They took what they needed and left because they wanted to build their kingdom up. Okay. So they just took from God to say, they were like, thank you, and then left. And then the Fellnacht showed up afterwards to carve their leg, and they're like, we run it, y'all go north and do that for us. So
right.
Yeah. Oh, super interesting though, man.
No, it's everything about it seems pretty dope.
Yeah, it was a little gory, go hard. I like that thrown in with some like really cool writing, and just the concept is awesome.
Yeah, the whole thing's well done.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, this is it. This is it." God fell from the sky.
So, had you ever talked about this comic before?
No, maybe.
Okay, so whenever you started describing it more, I know either. Hey, I don't know who else.
You were there when I was researching.
Was I?
I was on like Google and Amazon looking at comics and like Goodreads and stuff, and I was like, Godfell, I found this other one called this. I found this one.
That's probably what it was.
So I had it up, and I hadn't decided because I just pulling ones up.
Yeah.
Went to the Jesus, just started pulling comics up, and then that was on the list, and I was like, once I read it, I was like, oh, that's what this is about? Yeah, I want that one.
What was the name of the company that put it out?
Vault.
Vault
Okay. Comics or Vault?
No.
No, nothing.
What year? What year did it come out?
That remember? I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah,
I have
it's okay.
No, I got the cover here, or the inside cover.
Okay, cool.
Let me see. I might have it. I lied. I don't.
No.
I don't know.
What did it feel like to you? That it was very modern?
It seemed somewhat recent, maybe like probably like 2018.
Yeah, it's so modern.
Something like that.
Cool.
Let me see. I'll look it up real quick.
You said there was only 6 issues total?
Believe so.
That's cool.
Unless they've come out with more.
Since, maybe.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything else. It just had that the trade paperback cover.
Yeah.
It said, God is dead. Man, why is it so hard just to see when it came out?
Right.
There's a lot of stuff, and none of it is the year it came out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just type, when did it come out?
Right.
Oh, well, oh. Shit, I was way off. 2024.
Yeah.
Came out super recent.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
Holy crap. Super recent.
What? How could it be 6 issues if it started? Oh, it must be still coming out, as in it's coming out still in 2024.
Maybe.
Because how could they have 6 issues? Because it's only been 2 months.
Oh, maybe that's when this was written. The thing I was looking at.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, hold on. Let me let me search
it's
it.
It's not a big deal.
No, I'll figure it out.
You want to figure it out? All right,
when did Godfell come out? It said Goodfellas, and then it gave me Godspell.
Godspell.
I guess I got to write comic.
That's funny, Godspell.
So when did God... Okay, it came out 2023. Early 2023. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's done. It's all of it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, you ready to fight?
Yeah, let's fight.
You ready? Yeah, let's fight.
Yeah, let's fight.
Let's fight.
What are we even gonna do?
I have no idea. So this is our little thing we call Matt versus Adam. We like to get a random character generator and see who would win between myself or Adam.
That's right.
What's our scores? What are we at?
I'm 5-4.
You're 5-4,
and you're 4.
I'm 4-5. Son of a bitch. All right, here we go. What are we doing? We got Marvel, DC,
we haven't
cartoon,
just done a regular superhero one in a while.
Video games. You want? All right, which one?
Let's do Marvel. It's been a while.
All Marvel?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure.
I go first.
You
all the
usually
time.
do, yeah.
Yeah, and it might be bad luck. Just tap the screen.
Yep.
Because I be losing lately, and I don't like
there
it.
it
I be
goes.
losing lately.
There it goes.
The Beyonder. Who? Who you got? Are you fucking kidding me?
Just for the listeners out there, I got Blue Marvel. So come on, do your little thing.
Dude, there's like 3 people I can get.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's like hitting the jackpot.
Okay. All right. I got Rogue.
Oh shit.
I got Rogue.
Holy shit.
Okay, so do I have... Oh, you dick. No. I don't have Captain Marvel.
Those are your rules, bro.
What?
Oh, Captain Marvel's... yes.
Okay, so I have a Rogue that can fly, super strong.
Yes.
And I still have my mutant.
Base Rogue, and you have your mutant power, but you don't get anybody else's power.
No, I don't need it.
Yeah,
what do you mean I don't get? Oh. Yeah, it was Arlo.
The Arlo, third member.
Arlo, he hadn't said anything on an episode.
First time, yeah, that's the first time.
If y'all heard that was Arlo.
Yeah. Oh, they had to, yeah.
They definitely heard that.
Yeah, that was loud.
All right, so you got Blue Marvel.
Yeah, Blue Marvel.
Basically one of Marvel's Superman.
Yeah.
super strong, can fight the Hulk, can fight Sentry, could fight Thanos. Dude,
super smart.
Super
smart. He's probably in the top 10.
Also has like matter manipulation or something crazy. Like he has some crazy reality warping or space time warping or something.
Up there.
Oh yeah, he's definitely up there. Him and Sentry have fought to a standstill before.
Yeah.
So Sentry's one of the others. Superman, he's fought King Hyperion, probably kicked his ass. Superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, mental perception, antimatter manipulation.
That's what it was.
Absorption and projection. So basically like Bishop, which is the antimatter though.
It's kind of like Silver Surfer. He has not the power cosmic.
Sorry, I was reading ahead. Energy manipulation, absorption, and projection. So he also has Bishop's power.
Jesus.
Nigh invulnerability, light generation. You always get some light. You always can glow or do some weird shit. You create orange light with Larfleeze and stuff.
Yeah.
Light generation, longevity. Flight, trained armed and unarmed combatant, trained hand-to-hand, and genius-level intellect.
Yep.
So shit, this is rough, but...
Yeah, well, I win, but it would be a cool-ass fight.
You don't necessarily win.
Oh, I would destroy you, but...
If I touch you, bro, it's over. Not necessarily, but...
Yeah.
All right, so I have attribute memory.
I could overpower you.
I have power absorption through physical combat, permanently absorb superpowers, superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, and reflexes, near invulnerability as well, and flight. So this is probably a better fight than we think because
like I said, that would be a cool ass fight.
But see, it's your energy stuff and your but look, if you can use
fight
that
from a distance when you couldn't. That's
okay. So hand to hand.
I'm still way stronger too.
Yeah,
just hand to hand.
But she's Captain Marvel strong.
Yeah, she's super
and Captain
strong.
Marvel is up there with the
super strong.
Okay, but you're not just walking up to me and one punching me. You're still not even gonna go all out and I'm done. You're gonna take some time on me, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it would. It would
in
take
there,
a second,
if
for sure.
If there was a need for you to use your antimatter or your energy stuff, there might be time for me to use mine.
Okay.
Right? So if I can absorb your power, I'm hurting you, you're weak, I have your power, and now I'm just punching a powerless dude into the ground. So if we did the whole thing out of 100, I probably win maybe 10 or more times, I would say.
Okay. Then I thought you were going to go way high. Then yes.
No.
100%.
Well,
then
because he is Superman strong. Ridiculously strong.
I'd say maybe possibly even more than 10%.
It's definitely not 50-50.
It's not high. No. I was going to say 20% maybe.
But if she's Captain Marvel strong, that's a good fight.
1 out of 5. That's not bad.
Right. Because if I get that hand on you, it's over. Now, if you show up saran wrapped, I can't do shit. But...
Well, he wears the whole thing, and then he can make that field of the matter, antimatter,
and he just do a helmet.
Yeah. So also, I know they've shown it before where Rogue will touch somebody that's ultra powerful, and it just starts draining out their power, so they don't instantly a human or even a regular mutant would, where she touches them and they just instantly are almost dead.
True, I saw her do it to Gladiator.
So so she'd touch people.
He's and what are you doing?
He'd be like, hey, what the hell,
That feels funny.
Yeah, please stop.
That's true, because if I got Sentry and I'd be like, Sover, I won.
Yeah.
And he fought Sentry to a standstill. So I'm totally a Sentry stan.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah,
but Blue Marvel's up there too because he's badass.
Yeah, I like how that he's smart. That's cool.
Yeah, super. So where is he based? Because he would go Reed Richards, and then probably who? Tony, or Peter.
Yeah, probably Tony. I guess
Amadeus.
But they do. That's what I was gonna say. Some of those less known ones are probably technically up there.
Amadeus would be up there. T'Challa would be up there.
Yeah, he actually would. Yeah,
Peter. So he would be up there. Brashear. Yeah. Adam Brashear, right? Yeah. Nice. Remembered his name.
Nice. No, he's a cool character.
Very cool.
We had talked about him recently being one of those characters that they don't have their own comic. They're not really used a lot, but in events, he's always important during events. So I just read one event recently. I don't remember what one it was, but he was the guy who solved it or whatever. He figured it out.
Because we talk about it, the Superman problem.
Yeah.
Which is like, where you at? You could solve all this for
exactly.
us.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like, I know I said it, but he fought Sentry to a standstill, which was dope because Sentry also fought World Breaker Hulk to a standstill.
Yeah.
So that shows how powerful Blue Marvel is.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rogue's not winning. Son of a bitch, man. I'm down 2.
Yeah.
So what is that? That's 6-4.
Yeah.
6-4. All right, man. I'm picking next.
I'm pulling out in the lead.
I never pull out.
I knew that. After I said it, I was like, God damn it.
You can't softball it in like that for me. All right, man. So
6-4.
Damn it.
Wow.
I say it every week. I'm coming back next week, but it never happens. So
even if you do, I'll still be winning.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. I make a comeback. We got plenty of time, man.
Yep.
As long as it get away from me like 24 or something,
right.
I'll be super pissed.
Yeah.
That
would probably just by like statistics and stuff.
Probability. It shouldn't. You're right. All right. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, new episodes on Spotify and YouTube every Monday.
Yep.
Any interaction with our page, any likes, follows, all that internet stuff is greatly appreciated. Everyone who's followed and listened and liked so far, we thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it all.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the show.
All right. Well, I droned on forever, and then I beat you up, so it was a good show for me.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did. All right. Well, I guess we'll see y'all next weekend. So
later.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.